In the last moments of my mortal life, even though my one true friend tried as he might and was unable to save me, a hand reached down and took my soul into the afterlife. This hand belonged to a young lady by the name of Farrell. She had been watching me, unbeknownst to me, for quite some time. She led me to another lady by the name of Barb, who helped me heal from the past traumas. And then Barb introduced me to Kat, who gave me a job and a higher purpose. Kat then introduced me to Angel, and my adventures with the Karmafia began. When I gained better control of my powers, I set off on a vengeful quest to unalive every person who had done me wrong. My clothing of choice was a long, hooded black cloak, which was easy to conceal my face within. My weapon of choice was a scythe, lightweight, easy to carry, even easier to weld, and oftentimes found on the farms or plantations of my enemy. Because I could shapeshift and take any form that I wanted, my preferred method of travel was to shapeshift into a bird, more commonly a crow or a raven. Now, the legend of the Grim Reaper had existed for eons in one form or the other. And when the victim was found, the only thing they could remember about the assailant was it was a tall, dark figure in a black hooded cloak carrying a scythe, further solidifying the legend of the Grim Reaper in the minds of the townspeople. The fact that the family would spot a crow or a raven landing shortly before the murder would happen also solidified the legend that a crow or raven was an omen of death. I don't remember much about the day I died. I remember I was showing off my shape-shifting abilities to my friend, flying over my favorite woods as he followed behind on his horse. Then I remember a stinging pain in my side, falling to the ground, returning to human form, and seeing a girl who looked like she hadn't eaten in a good long while, standing over me, crying. And then darkness. When I landed at the base of the tree, my friend immediately ran over to try to help me and see if he could possibly save me. Unfortunately, the arrow was stuck tight and proved much too difficult to remove. Him pulling on it only caused further discomfort and for more blood to spurt out. I looked up and noticed a small warrior woman crying beside me. And when I tried to open my mouth to assure her that I knew that she did not do this out of malice, the only thing that came forth was a gargle sound and more blood. She kept apologizing and saying that she was just so hungry, and she didn't know that I was a human. All she had seen was a bird, and all I could manage was a simple nod before darkness crept in. All I remember was a blinding light and the girl who identified herself as Farrell telling me to follow her. Pharaoh led me to a corridor filled with many, many, many doors. She opened the first door, and it led to a home theater. She explained to me that it would allow her to see the events of my past life and what led up to my death. We sat down, and I covered my eyes because I did not want to have to relive those events. Upon seeing the horrors that was my life, she didn't say much, but she took my hands and she led me to another room. It was a cozy living room with a fire roaring into the fireplace. And there I was greeted by a kind woman by the name of Babs, who explained to me that she was going to help me heal from my past. And I would be spending a little bit of time with her. A little bit of time turned into a couple decades before she felt I was ready to move on and take on my true purpose. When Babs felt I was truly ready to move on, she led me to a room that had a pool in it. And she explained to me that upon entering the waters, the past would be washed away and be no more. And it would be revealed to me what I was truly supposed to be doing in the afterlife. I stepped into the waters and I immediately became calm. And I remember a sense of floating. And then a fog raised from under the water. I found myself standing in front of the goddess Hecate, and she explained to me that far too long the chaos on Gyla had been unbalanced, and she needed someone to reign over it. She also needed someone who would be capable of punishing the worst of the worst, and she felt I would be the best person for this job. She asked if I accepted, and I shook my head yes. She touched my back, and I felt a burning sensation. Wings sprouted forth, and I took on a new shape. She informed me I was to be known as the Angel of Chaos, and to return to Babs and instruct her to help me find someone by the name of Angel. And so I did.